Okay, Richard. Now, just to clear up some things. Just before we were going down to the jail, you told us that you did not employ this attorney, right?
I haven't yet, no.
Okay, but he called my partner and told him that he was representing you and that he didn't want us talking to you.
He's not yet.
Huh?
He's not yet.
Did you pay him any money?
No.
Okay, but you do want to talk to us. You're sure you know what your rights are. We've read your rights to you already.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yes.
Okay, I want you to start. Now, this is where it's important.
Okay.
I want you to start from the beginning again and go over this thing with me because now, I've told you, Rich.
I know, I should have never lied, man. You see my record, I've never been in trouble, man.
Just listen to me. I want you to start. I want you to start from the beginning again, and this is your chance to help yourself. I know that it's bad. It's not as bad as it was.
But still bad.
Sure it is. Sure it is. But now you can help yourself even more. You've got to fill in the gaps. I know you tell me that you
I'll try. I swear I'll try.
No, I don't need to ask you. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Now this is the time for you to do it or not do it. It's up to you.
I know.
And if you're willing to help yourself, then we'll do everything we can to help you. But you've got to tell us about this thing, and you've got to tell us everything.
I know.
Because understand this. You're sitting there telling me one thing. We've got other witnesses that don't even know you. They don't even know you, okay? So they have no axe to grind. They have no anything against you because they don't know you. But they're telling us other things that's going to hurt you when you go to court.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you go to court telling us what you're telling us now, just part of the truth and not the whole truth, these people are going to get up there and they're going to blow you right out of the water. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So you need to tell us everything that happened from the time that Barry arrived in Oklahoma City and just go right through it.
Okay. 5 o'clock rolled around in the afternoon.
This is on Monday.
Right. Billy was driving for her check. She said she wasn't leaving there without her money. And I don't like calling Donna and Barry and asking her for Billy's money because they get mad about it. Because Barry feels that he's got until midnight every payday to come down and give me your money. But she rags and rags and rags. So I called Donna and I asked Donna, I told her that Billy wants to know about her check. Donna said that it'd be taken care of, and she would talk to me in a few, and she hung up. Next thing, Barry pulled up, which I knew that was what was going to happen. I knew Barry was on his way. And not that she told me, but just, you know how people act, you can just get a kind of a hint. And Barry pulled up and come in. I took the envelope out of the deal that I hid it in above the stove, and I took it out, laid it on the desk. Never once gave it to Billy. Never. I had never ever given Billy money.
Okay, when you pull that envelope out, was this for the receipts for 1 day or was
9 days?
9 days.
Yes.
Okay, now how much money was in that envelope?
I would say, see, I knew it by the day. I don't count it by the how many days. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'd say at least an average of 400 to 500
a day. Okay, so with 9 days, $4,500.
Yeah.
Was that mostly cash?
You got cash. You got cashier's checks.
Traveler's checks?
Yeah. No checks. We never took checks.
Cashier's checks, but just traveler's checks.
Right. And then a lot of it's any other money is credit card.
Credit card receipts. How much actual cash do you think was in that envelope?
Well, the credit cards don't get counted, so that's the actual cash.
Okay, so you're thinking that with traveler's checks and cash, you got somewhere around, to be modest about it, 4,000 to 4,500?
I always have that when he comes, so at least that.
Continue.
I handed him that, and he sat down. He does everything like normal. He asked me to bring out his calculator because I keep it on my table. Because when I do the books, I don't do it out front because I don't want people to see me do it. So I went back in the apartment, got my calculator, set it up, and plugged it in for him. He added up all the dailies, which he always does every time he comes to town to make sure the money jives. He did that, he counted the money and everything. He wrote Billy her paycheck so she can get out of there.
And this is at what time?
After he got there. I didn't pay attention to times. Well, he got there about 6, so between 6 and the time he left. Yeah, between 6 and, well, Billy left, I'd say, yeah, 6:30. It's probably what time Billy got out of there, somewhere in that area. And then he wrote my check and he laid it on the edge of the desk like he always does. And we're sitting in the apartment. He got up at 10 to 8 and he come there and he told Donna, or he told Deanna and me that if Donna called, he left at 8 o'clock. She pointed at the clock. And it was 10 till, so pretty much. Said he was going to Tulsa. And he left and he went to Tulsa. And during this time that he was sitting there, though, he did tell me that we were going to remodel the rooms. Billy heard the whole thing. That we were going to, he told me what rooms needed carpet. And I told him, I said 112 and a couple of other ones, like the water bedroom needs carpet because it's old. And the rooms that we would get a good amount of money out of is the ones we were going to recarpet. And so that was all fine, and we were going to get paint. We were going to paint 3 rooms a day until we got it done. And then we were going to go to Tulsa and do the same thing. This is my understanding. This is what Barry told me. And then he went to Tulsa and then came back apparently when Justin knocked on the door. Like I said, it was about...
No, wait a minute. He went to Tulsa and you said he came back apparently. You mean to tell me that Barry didn't come to you?
He did not come to the desk. I swear to God, he did not come to the desk.
You mean he would come back to that motel and just go to a room?
I've never seen him do it before. He always parked his car out front. I told you that before. I've never known the man not to park his car out front. But his car never did make it out front. That's why I assumed Barry never made it. And I thought he stayed in Tulsa or he went home. I didn't know what he did. Until Justin told me. And when Justin knocked on the door, I knew something was wrong because I seen his face. And then he was rattled. He was real just... He couldn't stand still. He couldn't look me in the face or nothing. And then he told me what he did.
What did he tell you?
He told me that he killed Barry.
Did he tell you how he did it?
No. He did mention a belt.
What about the belt?
I don't know. He did mention the belt, though.
What did he say about it?
He was mumbling a lot. I couldn't understand a lot of what he was saying. But he did mention the belt.
What kind of belt?
He didn't say.
You know, before I ask you if he had a lot of blood all over him.
No, he didn't.
And he already cleaned up?
That's what I'm assuming, yeah. See, his hair is so short you couldn't tell if it was wet. You know what I mean? Because it's short. And that's why when everybody asked me, was his hair wet, I don't know. I really don't know. But he was clean. His clothes were clean.
You just noticed the bruising around his eye. Was there anything else about his eye that you noticed?
What do you mean?
Like any scratch marks or cut marks?
Well, there was a scratch like in the center of each bump that was on it. There was a bump here. It's on the right side, so let me do it right. There was a bump here, and there was a bump right here. And this was the biggest one right here. Had a scratch in the center and had a scratch in the center of this one.
Were there any other scratches?
No, he was clothed well. I mean, I'm thinking, yeah, because he had his body covered real well. He was wearing a big black dicky jacket.
And what kind of pants was he wearing?
Blue jeans.
Blue jeans? What kind of shoes does he wear?
What does he wear? Tennis shoes. I've never seen him with. I think he only had one pair of shoes.
What color were they?
I think they had white, black, and red. They had some like red stuff. You know how they make tennis shoes? Some of them are, there's so many different ones with different designs and stuff. I'm just not a shoe person. I just don't pay attention to people's shoes.
Okay, then what did he tell you?
He told me that he killed Barry.
Did you ask him why?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He thought Barry was going to throw him out in the street. He said he got nowhere to go. But I don't believe that's the only thing it was.
What else did he tell you?
Like I said, a lot of it was mumbling, and I was scared at that point big time. Because I did not know that Justin was going to do it, and I couldn't believe that he actually did it.
So what did you do then?
That's when I told him to clean up the glass, because I didn't want to touch nothing. Because I didn't want my prints on a damn thing.
You told him to go out and pick up the glass?
Yes, and I told him to go buy a piece of plexiglass and stick it on the window.
Okay, did you tell him to put the glass inside the room?
No.
He just did that on his own?
Yeah, I didn't tell him to do anything with the room.
Did you go over to the room?
No. No, I went around to the room to see the glass. The window busted.
Could you see through it
No.
at that time?
The mini blinds were still down, and it kind of looked like something was on the inside. I couldn't tell.
Okay. Did you help him put the plexiglass up?
I held it there for a second just so he could get the top bead of the clear caulking that he used around it.
Did you give him the money to go buy the plexiglass?
No.
How did he have the money to do that? Or did y'all have that?
Did you ask Billy if she gave me any money? I don't remember exactly.
Well, Billy wouldn't have been there at that time.
Yeah, Billy gets there at 8:30, and that's when he went and got the plexiglass.
Oh, it was when he went to go get the... Okay, this
It was
is...
early that morning. Because he had to wait to pay us.
You jumped on me, see. I want you to stay at the time when he came over and told you that he killed him. I want you to tell me everything that you can about what he told you. Why?
I'm trying to remember as we go. I really am.
Okay.
Come on, cigarette.
I only got one left. Do your best.
I'm trying. A lot of the stuff that he was saying, it was mumbled. And I really didn't want to stand out in the breezeway and have him repeating stuff like he was telling me. I asked him why he did it. I do remember that. I said, why did you do it? And I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. Part of it was he said that he thought Barry was going to end up throwing him out. He didn't want Barry to see the rooms. That was part of the... He said something else too, but I just can't remember what it was. And like I said, he was mumbling so much, man, you just couldn't... You had to try to get what you could and piece it together. And you'll see that when you finally find him. Because, I mean, he mumbles a lot. He talks real quiet. And I told him to clean the glass up. And in the morning, buy a piece of plexiglass. And then when he got the plexiglass, well, he come up there and woke me up right before Billy got there. And I'm trying to remember if I didn't give him any money out of the register. I may have given him a 20. Because something's clicking in my head saying I gave him a $20 bill. I can't remember if I did or didn't. I might have. Man, I was so tired, I don't know. But when he got the plexiglass, I went around there and held it for him. When he was done with his bead and he was going to do the rest of it, I went back in and I told Billy to wake me up at noon. And I laid down with Deanna again.
So he was supposed to clean up the room?
Right.
Okay. You didn't go inside the room and help him put up that shade?
Shade?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No. And,
did you ever see Barry's body in the room at all?
no, I did not. Oh, I swear, if I was...
But you knew it was in there?
I had, yeah, pretty much.
You knew it was in there. That's why you told him to put the glass in, right?
Well, I was just covering the window. But yeah, I did. I didn't go in to make sure, but yeah, I did. And,
did you ask him when Barry got there?
no, I didn't ask him that. But it would have had to have been... Sinclair people said that he was over there at 3. John said he heard the window break at 4:30. Tulsa said he left at 12. It only takes you 2 hours from Tulsa, so he hadn't been there about 2:10, is my guess.
When did Justin get with Barry?
What do you mean?
I mean, when did he run into him?
I have no idea. He didn't tell me.
He didn't tell you?
No, when you kill somebody, you're not going to stand there and go into details on what happened. Man, I'm trying to remember this shit. I wish I just did it that day. After that, I told y'all went back in and I laid down. I told Billy to wake me up at noon. She finally got me up. It was like 1:40, I think it was, or something like that. Me and Deanna got up. We went to the eyeglass place. We slipped next door and bought her that $100 ring I told you about. And then, because she'd been nagging me for an engagement ring. And then we went to Walmart. When we got to Walmart, that's when we got the call. And Billy said she had tried once before, but we hadn't made it to Walmart yet. So we went back. I seen Justin on the top floor. And I went to approach Justin. And Deanna come out the side door and said, Cliff needs you now. So Justin continued on and I went around.
Where was Justin going? Which way was he?
Supposedly checking rooms.
He's checking rooms. Okay, who told him to check the rooms? Cliff told him to check. He was the only one checking rooms, Justin was.
Yes, and that's a surprise and a half. I can't believe Cliff didn't go out with him. But that's not for me to say. And then, okay, I told you I seen him on the top floor. I went in, talked to Cliff for a few minutes. And then when I went back, I went out after we got through talking and stuff because they went back over to look at the car. Well, I went out to find Justin. Justin was gone. And I guess with all the cops and stuff, it scared him. So he booked. So I knocked on his door, he didn't answer. So I opened the door, and when I opened the door, I seen the master keys laying on the TV.
Did you kick the door in?
No, Cliff did that.
Okay. No, I mean, did you kick it in before Cliff?
Oh, no. No, when I went to grab the doorknob, it was unlocked.
It was unlocked?
I'm the one that locked it back.
Okay.
But I grabbed the door, opened the door, and there was the master keys laying on the door. I didn't touch nothing in the room, because I didn't want my fingerprints all over his room, too. And he left the keys on top of the TV. So I grabbed the master keys, put them in my pocket, and I went back up front. And I thought about it for a few, and then I tried to call him down in his room again. No answer. So I went down there and beat on the door again, because I thought maybe he just went back in his room. Because a lot of times he don't like to answer the phone, because he's worried I'm going to send him out to do something. So I went and beat on the door, beat on the door, beat on the door. No. So I go back to the desk to find the key to 117. Well, all the keys are gone to 117, every one of them. Even the key that I keep, my main key that I keep in the box, in the mailbox up there by the back side door, it was gone out of there too. So Billy would have had to have given him that one because I didn't.
Giving it to who?
Justin. Justin might have come up one day and told her, hey, I need a key to get in my room, and she gave it to me. When I left the room, I shut the door, locked it, I went back up front, and that's when I told you later on that day I called. And still no answer from Justin. Went down there and beat on the door, and then I come back. Then a little bit later on, me and Cliff and Deanna went out looking around. And,
but you knew he'd already booked.
Yeah, at that time I didn't know he was. I had a strong feeling, I mean, he wasn't there.
Who are his friends? Who did he run around?
Lois, he hung around with. It was a girl that worked there for a while.
What was who?
A gang. Rick Page, I think his last name is, was the dude with the dog that he was babysitting. And I didn't know he was there the night that this happened to Barry.
Was he there?
Yeah, Deanna's the one that remembered that he was there and told us yesterday or the day before.
How did she know he was there?
Rick, he come up to the desk and asked her to call his room.
Call his room? Call his room?
Justin's room.
Oh, Justin's room.
Right, and then she got Justin on the phone and handed the phone to Rick, and then she remembered it real well because Rick was real rude to her. He snatched the phone out of her hand. And here's a funny thing, and you can ask her this. She said that when she was checking in a customer at the same time he was talking to Justin. And Justin must have asked him if he got something, because she said that he said kind of loud that he got it. And then that's the last I seen Rick. I didn't see him at all, but that's the last she seen Rick apparently.
Was this on Monday night?
Yeah.
About what time was that?
Let's say it was after Barry left to Tulsa. So between 8 and whenever.
Okay. All right, so what happened after you went through the other stuff now?
What other stuff?
Well, you saying that you started calling different...
Yeah. Okay, I went back and we did that stuff. I told you, went through the dumpsters and stuff, and then me, Deanna, and Cliff pulled over into Waffle House, and they had coffee and I had a Coke and I think some sausage and some eggs. And then we left there, we went and let Billy off. Billy went home. We were standing there, Deanna was getting hungry again. So I said, he walked by everybody and just disappeared. And at that point, I asked Deanna twice, please don't use this against her for nothing, but I asked her twice, I wanted to tell Cliff, because it was eating me up. I said, I need to tell Cliff that Justin's about his eye, the whole works. And she said, because I didn't tell her that I knew that Barry was dead. So she said, until something comes up, she goes, you shouldn't say anything. She was not real fond of Barry.
Well, it's obvious.
I was. And I know I'm showing a shitty way of being fond of somebody right now. But, I didn't tell her nothing, and she told me not to tell Cliff anything. I wouldn't have told Cliff anyway because I don't trust Cliff. There's something that still tells me Cliff has something to do with this thing. I don't know why, but Cliff's been trying to point the finger at me the whole time.
Well, he probably has good reason to, wouldn't you say?
Well, yeah, but he didn't point the finger at Justin at any time. That's the thing that's puzzling me. And then as soon as Barry's brother gets to town, Cliff's trying to take over the motel. And that didn't make any sense to me or Carol, the lady that was sitting there.
Well, he's got a 1% interest in the motel.
That's not taking over percentage.
Well, I understand that, but still, nobody else is there to take over.
And then, here we are.
So when you come down here, you didn't tell us the whole truth when we interviewed you, did you?
No.
Why didn't you tell us?
Scared?
He's trying to protect.
No, not trying to protect him. The reason I didn't tell you the truth, it was to protect me. I don't want to lose her. I love her to death. And it's just one of them things to where you run into a certain person in your life, and this is that person for me.
But you already knew that Barry was in 102.
Yeah.
And you knew that Justin...
I didn't look to see, but yeah, I knew.
But you knew Justin had told you that he'd killed Barry.
Yes.
So you were covering it. You felt like you were already involved in it.
All right, yeah, I was involved in it. I should have done something right then. I didn't ever think that Justin would run. I really didn't.
Who jimmied the door on the room?
What room?
102.
Cliff and Tim.
No. I mean, the lock portion was messed up to where they had to use those, whatever it was they used to open the door.
I have no idea. I would assume Justin. It wasn't me. I didn't touch the door in any way, shape, or form because I didn't want my friends anywhere. But when I helped him with the plexiglass, I didn't notice the door lock screwed up.
Well, it could have been that later after you went back to your room.
Possible, but I didn't notice it at that time that morning.
At any rate, whenever you realized that everybody was aware that Barry was missing, you didn't do anything to tell him where he was at or that he was already dead?
No, I was scared that, especially with Justin gone, I knew that I would be the only one because Justin's gone. And I wish I knew where he was because I really want out of this, man.
Well, see, I still just don't think you're telling me everything. I just can't imagine Barry not coming back to that motel.
He didn't. That's the truth. Ask Deanna. We ran there together, and she is not lying to anybody. She has no clue of what happened. Barry did not come back to the front desk of that motel that night. He didn't. And that is the truth, Bemo. I swear it's the truth. And also, I do want to say something to you. He did not mention at any time that I had to have any money for him, and he did not mention at any time that I was going to be fired. Me and him supposedly was going to start painting 3 rooms a day. Now, does that sound like somebody getting fired?
Not to me.
Not to me either.
But he was, why would this other person say something?
I don't know.
Because they don't even know you.
Barry was upset because the motel wasn't doing as well as it could.
Was he mad when he left you?
No.
You said he was upset. What do you mean by that?
When did I say he was upset?
Just now. You said he was upset because the motel wasn't doing his good.
Oh, no, not that kind of upset. He was just mad because, I'm saying mad now. You know how you get discouraged about something? He was more discouraged about it, I'll say. Because we were only renting, he thinks we should rent 30 rooms a day every day. You know, that kind of boss. But until them rooms are straightened up out there, that was never going to happen. And me and him had that talk a million times about fixing the rooms up, and he finally showed up and finally wanted to fix them up. Billy can verify that. But no, he wasn't extremely pissed off or anything when he left.
That you knew about?
That I knew about, yeah. The only thing I can think of that they're saying is maybe he was just tired of not renting enough rooms in Oklahoma, but he wouldn't have told me we were going to fix rooms for the next few days.
You can certainly understand what kind of light this puts you in, can't you?
Yes, I can.
Well, I'm saying that we've got these people telling us one thing, and they have no reason to be lying on you because they don't even know you.
I know they don't.
They don't have any extra ground with you. They're preparing themselves to move down here because Barry's told them they're moving to Oklahoma.
But he would have had to have told him that night.
He did.
Well, I had no clue that he was doing it. So Barry must have been planning on firing me the next day, but I had no clue he was going to do it.
Well, according to everybody I've talked to, Barry wasn't that way. I mean, he'd been up front with you.
No. Barry did not tell me in any way. Billy was there for a lot of it. Billy did not, and so was the air. Barry never told me once he even had a thought of terminating me. Matter of fact, his brother, Kenny, when I left today, told me that Barry told him I was a good guy. And a hell of a manager. So that don't seem right. Why would he tell his brother that I'm a good guy and a hell of a manager and go out there and tell them he's going to fire me?
You asking me questions I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I don't know. I'm just trying to get a reply on what you would think. But you can ask Kenny. Kenny told me that this morning before me and her climbed in the car.
Well, now let me ask you something. When we pick Justin up, what's going to happen when he tells us a different story?
I don't know. I'm going to testify against Justin because that's wrong. I didn't have nothing to do with Barry's death. Justin did. I mean, I guess I did. I covered it up.
Well, I believe that you didn't have anything to do with the actual murder.
No, I didn't. And I didn't know it was taking place either.
You didn't know Justin, he comes to you and wants you to do an armed robbery and give a back.
Armed robbery?
Well, he wants to rob the motel.
That was back towards Christmas. He didn't have no money. He asked me, he said, if I robbed you, would you give him a different description? I said, no.
Well, in order to do that, wouldn't he make you a proposition like I'll give you some of the money and you give him a bag?
He didn't. No, he really did not offer to give me. I got money. And the reason, well, let me clear something up for you too. You said I was selling everything to run. I wasn't selling my stuff to run.
But you didn't come over here.
Well, no, that's because that Carol lady was sitting there and we was talking and I was explaining to her the way things were looking. And she suggested that I call a lawyer and talk to her. So I called Mackenzie this morning long before I even was due here. And I started talking to him on the phone. He goes, I don't want to talk to you on the phone. He said, come down to my office, and he wrote his number and everything down. Matter of fact, take a look at it.
Robert S. Kerr, Court Plaza. Okay, so when you went in there, what happened?
To his office?
Yeah.
Okay, I went in and I sat down, and we got to talking, and I told him what was going on. And he looked at me and he said, did you do it? As a matter of fact, he goes, I don't even want to know whether you did it or didn't. He goes, just explain what's happened to this point, everything that you've said to them and everything. And that's what I did. I repeated the statement that I gave you and Cook down in the other room. And that's as far as it went.
You repeated his statement, which Which was?
My statement.
Oh.
To him.
What'd you say?
I said, I went through the whole routine. The 4:30 in the morning, or 5, whatever time it was, that Justin went down the wall meeting.
But we asked you, when we were over there, we asked you if you told him the truth, and what'd you say?
No, I didn't.
You didn't tell him the whole truth?
Well, he told me not to. You talking about the lawyer?
Yeah.
No. When I got there and I started describing this stuff, and he said he didn't even want to know if I had anything to do with it at all. He just wanted to hear what everything has taken place already, and that's what I told him. It was just everything that took place already. But I did not retain him or anything. As far as I know, he's not my lawyer yet.
But you were taking his advice. You were going home when our officer stopped you, weren't you?
No, I was still debating on what to do.
You told us you were going home.
When did I tell you that? Well, we was headed that direction, but this is as far as I know. If I knew where Justin was, I would send you to his front door. I don't think you realize really how much I love that girl out there. I love her to death.
Okay.
She's scared and I don't know what she's going to do.
What does Justin look like?
Can I stand up?
Yeah.
Okay. He's about this tall.
Would you say he's 5'11" to 6 foot?
I'm 5'11" and a half, so he's got to be 6 foot.
Okay. Is he any taller than 6 foot?
Maybe 6'1", no further. It could only be 6 foot or 6'1". He's no bigger than that. He ain't that much taller than me.
Okay. How much would he weigh?
I wear a 32, he wears a 30. I say I weigh about 145, 150, so I would say he weighs 130. He's skinny. He's a skinny kid.
Okay. What color hair does he have?
Brown.
Light or dark?
Dark. Probably, well, about mine. Not this stuff. This stuff is dyed. But this stuff.
What color are his eyes?
That I don't know. I'd say brown. I don't really pay attention to too many people's eyes.
Okay, did you know Rick Page?
I talked to Rick a couple times.
What did Rick
He's a
look
prankster gangster.
He's
Big guy. Biker.
Big guy? How tall is he?
You taller than me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna stand over here. So I'm looking over the counter. Rick's standing there. My height, long hair, real freaky acting guy. I think he's got a mustache and a beard.
And a beard.
Uh-huh.
So he's shorter than you.
Not by much, but a little.
How much does he weigh?
170, 175.
Is he,
Not fat.
has he got a heavy build? I mean, has he got a muscle build or
Yeah, he's not a bad sized person.
tattoos?
Don't know. Always came in a leather jacket. Wait, yeah, teardrop. Under the eye.
Teardrop under the
Yeah.
eye. Is this Justin?
No,
Who is that?
I have no clue. They showed me this the other day.
But that's not Justin.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You're positive.
Absolutely. You don't have any pictures? You can't find any pictures of Justin?
Do you have
See,
any?
I wish. No, at Christmas time, we started snapping shots of, okay, Barry come up and Barry needed a picture for something he was doing, some kind of newspaper thing. So we got Barry over by the Christmas tree and we took a picture of Barry. And then Big John come in, we took a picture of Big John. And then I went to take a picture of Justin and he ducked under the camera. He didn't want his picture taken.
So you don't have any pictures of him?
No. I know he's, he told me, now I don't know if he's telling me the truth or if he's bullshitting me. But at one time, this was like a few months ago, he did tell me that he was wanted somewhere for a bad check. And I didn't think to turn him in because bad checks, you know, that's just
Would you remember it if I mentioned someplace?
mention it.
How about McAllister?
That's a possibility. But isn't McAllister, Oklahoma?
Mm-hmm.
Texas?
That's what I mean, McAllister, Oklahoma.
Is it close to Texas?
Well, it's southeast of here.
Yeah, but how close to Texas?
Oh, it's probably... God, I'm bad on that. I'd say a rough guess, maybe 90 miles to the border. Maybe more.
Oh, more?
Maybe a little more.
I'm going to say if it's miles or less, yes, a strong possibility. Because
Where was he from in Texas?
I don't know. All I know is Wes is in Tarrant County. His brother, stepbrother,
Wes
Taylor.
He goes by that name too?
Yeah.
We checked with Tarrant County and he's not there.
Then he got out. Then I know where Justin is then.
Where is he?
With Wes.
Where is that?
I have no idea. That's why fucking Justin did this. See, Wes sent him a letter from jail. See, Wes used to work for me. Me and Wes used to be friends as well. And Wes, there was some kind of robbery deal for Wes in Texas. And he ran from it. He came here and went to work with this roofing crew. That's how I met these guys. And something happened in this roofing crew. Both of them quit. So Wes decided, and that's when his dad come down. I told you, Wes said his dad is this mafia guy, some big shot who got all this clout and all this stuff. So when the guy come in here and trying to forcibly take Wes out of there, that's when I stepped in. Because I thought enough of Wes that he's an old enough kid to make a decision on his own.
How old is Wes?
About the same age, 2021.
Of who?
Because see, they're stepbrothers. They're not real brothers.
Well, how old is Justin?
He's 19 or 20.
19 or 20.
Yeah, they're around about the same age. That's why they got along so great. But if Wes is out, that's where he is. If Wes ain't in Tarrant County anymore, he done served his time and they're out.
Justin was on the run. Was this before he got to your motel about these bad checks?
Yeah. Yeah, this was...
Can you don't recall exactly where it was?
No. It might have been McAllister. McAllister sounds familiar for some odd reason. It might have been McAllister. All I know is he said he had a warrant for his arrest for some bad checks that got written.
What is Justin's real name?
Justin Taylor. That's what I know him by.
You don't know his full name?
Justin Taylor. That's it. I don't even know his date of birth. See, whenever, and this is a bad thing too, whenever we let somebody work there for their room, we don't get all that information. But now I wish I would have. But we never do. I mean, there's a lady working there right now for $250, and she don't have no record either. And she just works for her room every day, and that's it. But Bemo, I'll testify. I'll do anything I have to do, and I wish I knew where Justin was. I really do.
Where do you think he'd go?
I'd say he wouldn't go no further than Texas.
How long has he been at your motel?
Since 7/11.
August the 11th? July the 11th?
Yeah, July the 11th.
He's been there, that's when he came up.
But he was with the roofing crew then.
Okay, but did they come from Texas?
Yeah, yeah.
You know that for sure?
Yeah, they all came from Texas. The whole roofing crew came from Texas.
What was the name of the company?
I have no idea.
Did they?
See, they didn't check in as a company.
Wouldn't they list where they work on the...
It might be on his card down there. Justin's card's still down there. Room 117, that card's still there. So they may have the name on there. I've never looked to notice. But it's a possibility, I guess. But all I want to do is help right now and try to get myself out of this because I'm a good guy, man. I really am.
Well, it's not as bad as it was, but it's still bad.
Well, how do I go about getting myself out of the rest of it?
I don't know.
Because I never intended for Barry to ever get hurt. And
this isn't a question of Barry getting hurt.
Well, no, I know.
It's a question of Barry being murdered in the worst way. And see, the thing about it is that at least you're not looking at a first-degree murder charge.
I want to get out all of it, man. I don't want to lose her.
Well, you're not going to get out all of it. Because what you did was break the law.
I know. What can I do, man? I'd be willing to...
I have to admit to you, in all honesty, I still think you're holding back.
I'm not.
You may not be, but I think you are. But be that as it may, the only thing I can tell you is that we're going to have to go to the DA's office. We're going to have to talk with the district attorney about this.
Okay.
It's not up to us. We'll tell him what you told us. And it'll be his decision as to what...
Do I have to go to jail?
Yeah, you're going to have to go to jail tonight.
Man, I'm not going to run. I don't want to lose her, man.
Hey, I can't take that chance.
I swear to you, I won't run. That's a God's honest truth. I will show up anywhere you want me to. I'm not going to run, Bemo.
Well,
I promise.
I don't have any choice in the matter.
Man, dude, I'm not going to run.
Just wait here.
I've got nowhere to go.
Just wait here.